Welcome, Leo, to the month of September 2018. I'm Megan of North Star Astrology, and this is another general transits reading for those of you born with your sun, moon, and or rising signs in the fifth zodiacal sign of Leo the Lion. Now, I wanted to share with you at the end of my video some artwork that I've done for all 12 sun signs, but specifically for you. This is a simple outline of the lion and the lion's tail, and I will go over your positive characteristics and or attributes and your negative characteristics and or traits to let go, and I will be coloring them in with colored pencils. And without further ado, I will do you. Okay, so now on September 2nd, that's when the month starts out, at 5 hours 58 minutes, Mars, transiting your 6th house of work and health and service given, trines the moon in Taurus in your 10th house of career, ego, and public standing. And with this harmonious trine, you will have the most harmonious drive and get up and go toward taking good care of your health or whatever it is at work. And as Mars is in Capricorn, as it's on your sixth house cusp, and the moon in Taurus, also an earth sign, creating this harmonious trine, this gives you that very positive incentive to emotionally and physically take action toward something very constructive toward your career. Then the last quarter moon happens in your 11th house at 10 degrees Gemini, 34 minutes. In your 11th house of friendships, hopes, goals, and wishes. And any last moment event activities, this last quarter moon will help you with that in that sense. Then on the following day, Mercury, which is in your sign, in your first house of the self and body, sextiles, wait a minute here. Yeah, sextiles the moon. So with this 60-degree, wonderfully positive but short and sweet energy flow from your 1st to your 11th houses. And if you're wondering why I'm whispering, it's late at night, and I just want to try to keep my voice down and explain things to you, and I'm hoping you can see all this without too many shadows. Okay, so Mercury in your sign, in Leo, in your 1st house of the self and body, sextiles the moon in Gemini. So fire to air. Emotionally, you will be able to positively communicate either through body language and or through like very pleasantly and positive, dramatic ways of expressing yourself with and through either group events or with friends. Okay, and then on September 6th, Saturn, which has been transiting your 6th house of health and work and service given in Capricorn, now stations direct. And I forgot to put that tab, which is, there. Saturn retrograde, okay? So now it goes direct and stations direct. And I don't know exactly for how long, but it's saying at 11 hours, 10 minutes. And this then will give you the ability to manifest directly the actions, direct manifestation, rather than being held back in work or health matters. Okay. Then on September 6th, also, Mars opposes the moon. Once the moon goes into your 12th house of dreams and the subconscious mind, and as I always like to say, this is the point of awareness between your emotions and the action planet of Mars and your actions. So with this Mars Moon opposition at 12 o'clock and 44 minutes, you now have the ability to tap in to your subconscious mind concerning any kind of awareness you need to have in terms of the actions you need to take regarding your health and work. Then the new moon occurs. Let's see. Oh, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry about that. I got ahead of myself there. Venus in your 3rd house of communications in Libra sextiles the moon once the moon comes into your 1st house, joining along with your north node of your moon in Leo and the planet Mercury in your sign as well. So now you have the ability to really emotionally communicate in a most effective, somewhat flamboyant, but yet, and the reason I say dramatic is because Leos can sometimes be dramatic, but also because Venus is kind of like also somewhat like almost as if it's a sub-ruler to you, because Leos love romance and creativity. So I'm kind of showing you what it is that I feel, how that connects. But with Venus in Libra, however, there's a kind of a genial, more balanced way with your emotions at this time. So, albeit positively. Then on, when I jumped the gun there, then on September 9th, the new moon occurs exactly at 17 degrees Virgo in your 2nd house of money and what you value. So you may be able to take new strides financially new vistas of financial horizons opening up to you. Also, on September 9th, Venus leaves your third house and enters your fourth house into Scorpio at 9 hours 26 minutes. Then on the following day, September 10th, at 15 hours 14 minutes, Mars trines the moon once, let's see, well, okay, the moon is still kind of making its way, because it makes its way every 2.5 days per sign. So now Mars trines the new moon from your 6th to your 2nd houses, the financial houses, as this is, the house of money and what you value and how you earn it. Or no, this is how you earn it, but this is how you value it. So this then is very harmonious, as it's your ruling planet, the sun, integrated in, going within to tap in with the new moon, harmoniously connecting to Mars in Capricorn, as both are earth signs, mutable earth, as Virgo is a mutable earth sign, and cardinal earth. So now with this very harmonious flowing aspect from your ruling planet, the new moon, and the action planet of Mars, you may very well obtain a huge raise, promotion, or even be able to seek and actively seek a new position or even a new job. Yeah, this would spell out a new job. Then on, excuse me, let's see. Then on September 11th, Mars leaves your 6th house and leaves Capricorn and enters your 7th house into your opposite sun sign of Aquarius. And that happens at 0 hours 57 minutes. And let's see. So there are no aspects that I saw. However, it is a good thing to be mindful of any agitations with business associates, as this also deals with others. And then also on September 11th at 22 hours 59 minutes, Pluto, which is also right here and retrograde. Pluto is retrograde. Pluto squares the moon. Once the moon comes into and leaves that new moon phase, and the moon comes into your 3rd house of communications. Let's see if I can see how much time. Okay. And so now there's a bit of a challenge between your emotional way you consciously communicate, because it's the house of the conscious mind. There is a bit of a challenge between your emotions and the deeper delving planet of Pluto retrograde. So you're going to want to be quite mindful and very careful that you don't step on anybody's toes in the workplace. Then on September 12th, Jupiter being that it's been transiting your 4th house of the home in Scorpio, sextiles Pluto. So Jupiter sextiling Pluto at 7 hours 56 minutes, and this largely will give you a positive step up or boost in income for whatever remodeling project you have going on at home. Then on September 14th at 8:55, I guess 8 hours and 55 minutes, the sun sextiles the moon. Your ruling planet, the sun, sextiles the moon. So now from the 2nd to the 4th houses, yet another very positive, short but sweet aspect between the moon in your 4th and the sun in your 2nd house of money, giving you the sense of emotional well-being within not only your physical home base, but your emotional home base, right here, your soul. Okay? And then, on September 16th, the sun squares the moon. Once the moon goes into the 5th house of romance and creativity, your 5th house of romance and creativity. So now that your ruling planet is squaring the moon, now there's yet again a 90-degree challenge of needing to temper something concerning money and or romance. Maybe you might tend to overspend on your romantic partner. Then the first quarter moon happens at 24... Oh, wait, I jumped a house. Why do I not see? Wait, 3. No, okay, wait a minute, never mind. Because it's a 2.5-day cycle per sign during the moon phase, that first quarter moon actually happened directly after the sun squared the moon. And that happened at 24 degrees Sagittarius 2 minutes. Okay, so first things first, the first quarter moon in your 5th house of romance and creativity, giving you that edge in your creativity and whatever it is you do artistically, taking first baby steps, in other words, so to speak. Okay. Then on September 19th at 17 hours 11 minutes, the sun then trines the moon. Once the moon goes into your 6th house of work in Capricorn and trines from the sign of Virgo to the sign of Capricorn. So now, yet again, another beautifully harmonious aspect between your ruling planet in your 2nd house of money and what you value, with the moon and the emotions of how you deeply value your work. And it's such a positive month for most everybody. And then on September 21st at 17 hours and 14 minutes, Jupiter then squares the moon when the moon goes into your 7th house of relationships. And again, largely, as this is the largest planet of the zodiac, the square to the moon now gives you kind of a bit of a, like, okay, maybe I should balance my one-on-one time with my partner, you know, in other words, like in the bedroom, but maybe there might be a little bit of like competition, something to do with competition between the two houses there. Then on September 22nd, Mercury leaves your sign and enters Virgo. And enters your second house of money again. No, wait a minute. Excuse me. Maybe Mercury was... Oh, goodness. It's saying Mercury enters Libra. Well, then that would be your third house. Okay. Okay. But, however, here's a biggie. Here goes on the following day, September 23rd, the sun leaves your second house and enters Libra, going into your third house of communications. So now we're kind of entering fall, sadly. I'm going to miss summertime. Then on September 24th, again on the following day at 5:27, Jupiter trines the moon. Once the moon goes into Pisces, into your 8th house of others' resources, and harmoniously trines Jupiter in Scorpio. And again, you're not only going to be able to ask for a raise, but in this sense, you'll totally be able to ask for a giant promotion in order to fix those home renovations big time. There's going to be a really big lucky streak for you in order to get something done around the home. Then on September 25th, the full moon happens in your 9th house of higher education and law in Aries at 1 degree Aries 60 minutes. And see here from the 3rd to the 9th houses. And so you'll be able to tap into the reflective abilities of the higher mind versus the conscious mind. All of this is so, I love this so much. It's unfolding so beautifully. Then on September 26th, at 10 hours and 29 minutes, Pluto squares the moon, still in its fullness, in the full moon phase. So from your 6th house to your 9th house, this square gives you the ability to challenge yourself. Perhaps the boss is asking you to work overseas, and maybe some kind of like TED talk, so to speak, for an example. You might be doing something really spectacular with that. So don't see it as a burden. It's just a challenge. Then on September 28th at 22 hours 37 minutes, Jupiter opposes the moon. And this is our final aspect as the moon comes full circle, basically, into your 10th house of career in Taurus. And with that, I need to wrap this reading up to quickly show you before I run out of time. I hope I'm not going to run out of time. But, oh yeah, that's what I did for Cancer. Leo, your positive characteristics and or attributes are that you're dramatic, idealistic, proud, ambitious, creative, dignified, romantic, generous, self-assured, optimistic. Your negative characteristics are that and traits that you need to let go are that you can sometimes be vain, hence the lion's mane, status conscious, childish, overbearing, you fear ridicule, you can be cruel sometimes or boastful, pretentious and autocratic, and your quality is fixed, your element is fire, your ruling planet is the sun, your anatomy is that you need to look after your heart, the sides of your back, and upper back. And your key phrase is I will. And your glyph is the lion's tail, ruling house is the 5th house of the house of romance and creativity, and your opposite sun sign is Aquarius. And with that, I wanted to, let's see, find a really cool, yeah, let's go with this. I'll give you a nice glowing mane here. Oh, and by the way, I hope you all had a happy birthday last August. It's funny, I'm actually recording this on August 1st and into the 2nd. So with this, I will continue to fill this in later on. But isn't that cool? I just wanted to share that with you, my art. Anyhow, if you enjoyed this reading, please feel free to like, give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and or subscribe. Thank you so much, Leos, and thank you very much to all that have subscribed. Bye.